Molnar as your host for the weather show, Weather Northeastern. Let's get right into tropics here. Off the southeast coast of the United States, we've got that invest system, 90L here. This could become a tropical depression, although time is running out as it continues to move north towards the South Carolina-North Carolina border. Main threat with this will be heavy rain and even an expanding wind field. Some of the winds on order of 45 to 55 mile per hour gusts. You can see on the satellite picture a lot of the heaviest and darkest infrared here. Convection is kind of displaced from the center here. Take a look at the particulars as it continues to head to the north here, eventually bending more towards the northwest as it heads around the periphery of this subtropical high. That should steer it right into the South Carolina-North Carolina border, somewhere between Charleston and Wilmington, North Carolina here. And the main threat, as I said, will be heavy rain once this system moves inland. Speaking of heavy rain, let's take a look at those rainfall totals here across the southeast coast from eastern Georgia up towards just northeast of Savannah towards Charleston. Wilmington will get a solid 3 to 5 inches of rain out of this. In some areas between Charleston and Wilmington could get upwards of 8 inches possible. So I'll continue to watch for that. Back here towards the central and southern plains, Dallas towards Oklahoma City, upwards of another 6 to as much as 10 inches of rain. Yesterday evening, on Wednesday evening, Moore, Oklahoma received upwards of 8 to 11 inches of rain, tornadoes in the vicinity, as well as hail and damaging wind. So this kind of pattern will continue. You can see all across the plains here, even into the eastern Rocky Mountains towards Colorado, up towards portions of the northeast here, St. Lawrence River Valley, lower Great Lakes, solid 1 to 2 inches. And I've been getting some questions from portions of Northern Virginia towards D.C., Philadelphia, Harrisburg area, Scranton, New York City. Will you see some of this moisture from this invest system moving north? It will get entrained into a system that will be approaching later Monday and Tuesday across the lower Great Lakes. And it should allow some of the moisture to entrain across the Susquehanna River Valley of eastern New York and Pennsylvania. So this could look a bit interesting as this system starts to really stall and then its moisture starts to bleed into this northern stream system. Let's take a look at that weather pattern here across the country. Ridge starts to break down a little bit out west here, bringing some heavier rains towards Nevada and portions of the Sierra Nevadas. But you get towards the central portion of the United States, this is where especially Saturday and Sunday we can see continued severe weather. Places like Dallas, over as far east as Linden, Little Rock over towards Oklahoma City, Wichita, Kansas, Joplin, Missouri. All these areas could be seeing severe thunderstorms in addition to a lot of flooding rains, which is not very good news. Here along the southeast coast, you're dealing with that tropical system around this subtropical ridge that continues to dominate the weather pattern back east here. That ridge continuing, although there's some evidence that it will start to break down towards the middle to latter portion of the new week coming up. Let's take a look at these surface maps heading on into your Saturday. Look at this across much of the Northeast. Abundant sunshine, especially the closer to the coast you go. Still sunshine back to the west here, but you start to see the evidence of some showers and thunderstorms. Only a 20 to 30% chance, a little higher percentage chance up here with the warm front pushing through across northern New England. Take a look at Sunday. Look at this. We even push warmer temperatures across the Susquehanna River Valley, getting into the low to mid 80s. So getting a little bit muggier as well, more humid, a better chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. Places like Binghamton State College, Pittsburgh, Erie, Bradford, Albany, Syracuse, Buffalo, all these areas towards the U.S.-Canadian border, the Adirondacks, White Mountains. Good chance of a shower or a thunderstorm in the afternoon, increasing to a 40 to 50% chance here in northern New England, potentially. And we start to see the evidence of some cooler air just north of this stationary front. So a beautiful weekend across much of the Northeast, especially closer to the coast where there's that lesser chance of a shower or thunderstorm. But even further inland here where there's only that 20 to 30% chance, still get out there and enjoy it because temperatures both Saturday and Sunday look to be in the 80s in many locations. Heading on into your Monday, this is where things start to come unravel a little bit. That stationary front starting to slip to the south. You see, look at all these cooler temperatures, lower 60s and upper 50s for highs, even places like Caribou, all over towards Quebec City, Montreal. That cooler air starting to bleed southward here. That temperature gradient setting up, portions of southeastern New England getting into the 80s again, over towards the New Jersey area, and further inland, those sea breezes along the coastal areas will start to switch more towards a southwesterly wind. So temperatures will start to warm up along the coast, become even more muggier here across the Susquehanna River Valley, the Allegheny Plateau, and the Ohio River Valley, where we'll start to see increasing humidity as well. And we start to see clouds increasing across this area, and showers and thunderstorms will be developing across much of the Northeast here heading on into Tuesday. Take a look at this. We start to see even more abundant moisture across New England here. Showers and thunderstorms likely, and a cool down. You can see a lot of 50s and 60s here behind this front. See the sharp front here across the Ohio River Valley. Places like Erie, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Bradford, State College. Could be seeing some severe thunderstorms out of this, and later in the day towards the Susquehanna River Valley, and eventually the big cities of the Northeast come Tuesday evening. So this could be an interesting scenario as we get a major cool down across the Great Lakes. Now, by cool down, I mean many areas will be in the low to mid 60s come Wednesday and Thursday across much of the Northeast, but that's still not too bad. It is below normal, but we'll see some refreshing lower humidity as well. So that's going to do it for this edition of Weather Northeastern of a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers in the upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York into Northeast Pennsylvania. From Binghamton, Scranton, and Elmira, don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. It's Twitter at WX Northeastern, and Google Plus at MeteoMark. Here's your 5-day, stretching from Saturday all the way to the midpoint of next week. Take a look at this, both sunny Saturday and Sunday. Overnight lows, muggy, down in the low 60s, but highs reaching the low to mid 80s both days. Valleys will be in those middle 80s. Sunday will be the more humid day. You can see there's a chance, about a 20% chance both days, of a shower or an isolated thunderstorm in the afternoon. Those chances increase on Monday with up to a quarter to half an inch of rain by the afternoon of Monday. Showers and thunderstorms developing, temperatures heading up towards the upper 70s. Then you get towards Tuesday and Wednesday. Take a look at Tuesday here. Showers and thunderstorms will be likely, and some of those could be strong with hail and potential high winds possible. Those temperatures will be taking a tumble once the front moves through about middle to late afternoon. And then you can see Wednesday, windy and much cooler, temperatures right around the 60-degree mark. That's going to do it for this edition of Weather Northeastern.